why you would want to buy a property or purchase a property in the name of somebody else. It could be out of convenience, okay? Maybe the person is closer to where you want to purchase it. It could be, oh, you are out of the country, okay? Somebody else is in Nigeria, you are in Asia, Canada, wherever, and you feel like, oh, help me get this thing, okay? Just buy it, and then you send money down. It could be that you don't want somebody to know that, yes, it is your property. I mean, you want to keep a low profile, you know. I know people like you know, you just don't want it all so loud. It could be that you are hiding your assets, as it were. You want to hide your asset. You don't want people to know you are rich, okay? So purchasing a property in the name of somebody else is not illegal, okay? The pros is seeming to be outweighing the cons, and so there are lots of risks involved when you are purchasing a property in the name of somebody else. Now, one of those things is upon death of the person. So let's say the transferor and the transferee, okay? Transferee being the person the money was sent to purchase the property, and then the transferor is the person that sends the or transfers the money, okay, or anything, or makes advance to purchase the property. Now, let's say the transferee, okay, dies, and then the heir is making claims to the property and saying, this is my father's property, this is my mother's property. So in that case, what do you do? And this is why I talked about will. Like, the previous video was on will. I'm going to leave the link to that video on in the description box below, so do well to watch it, because I stated how you can actually attach your property in your will. Even if you've made a will, how you can actually attach your subsequent properties, okay? So it's very informative that you watch that video, guys, especially something you bought in the name of somebody else, okay? How you can attach it in your will. Another thing, another situation, or another risk is that the proxy can come and say it's his own. I mean, it's in my name, the title document is in my name, so what can you do? Do you get? So you really can do little or nothing when it comes to that, because basically the title documents are in his or her name. So it's really a dicey one. Another thing that can happen is the fact that they may think the property is that of the transferee, and then they attach it. Maybe the person is a debtor, or the creditors like, oh, there's this land he bought recently, and then they attach your land to it so that they can sell it. So there are lots of risks you should not. There are lots of risks involved when you buy or you purchase a property in the name of a person. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Generally, okay, the law is that whatever is in the documents, it's exactly what it is saying. So it's more like it is what it is. That only means is that you cannot vary, you cannot alter, you cannot add to that document. It's oral evidence, okay? Except probably there's a subsequent contract or document, you know, annexed to that particular document. But basically, for a particular document, okay, it speaks for itself. So let's say I'm in court and I tender my employment letter. Now, what that aspect or what that law is saying is that that employment letter speaks for itself. Like, everything there is what it is. Okay, so me in court now, I can't come later and say, no, that's not what we said. What we said was that. Do you understand? So the document speaks for itself. Now, if I purchase a property in the name of somebody else, that title document, the fact that it says that, okay, let me use an example. Okay, so this is Chioma. So Chioma buys or purchases a car in the name of Ife Sinachi. Sorry, that's your name, okay? That's just impromptu, okay? So let's say your name is Ife Sinachi, and Chioma buys in the name of Ife Sinachi. So I give Ife Sinachi like hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy car or whatever, and then the title document or the document reflects Ife Sinachi. What that is saying is that Ife Sinachi is the recognized owner of that car. However, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Okay, so under equity, okay, so there's law and there's equity. That's under fairness. Equity is more like fairness. So under fairness, what the law actually there's a principle. Let me go with that. Okay, so there's a principle that actually mitigates the effect of that law. Okay, so this is called the principle of resulting trust. Now, what this principle is basically saying is that the court, okay, would assume or agree holds the property on behalf of the transferor. Okay, so in that scenario, in that example I gave you, so what the law would presume under a resulting trust is that Ife Sinachi holds it in trust for me. So Ife Sinachi is more like my trustee, as it were. So that is how Ife Sinachi will be seen. So irrespective of the fact that the title document or whatever, it's in a name, the law will not look only at that document, but they will also look at the fact that I advanced money to her. And so in that scenario, they will hold Ife Sinachi as a trustee of my property. And so every trustee would always always revert back the property to the transferor. And so in that case, Ife Sinachi under resulting trust would give me, or is bound to return my property. Now, before you get so excited about the whole resulting trust thing, I must let you know that it is not automatic, okay? You cannot just stand up and say, my lord, I gave her money, blah, 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 bash. And the Lord say, true, indeed, you have given her the money, and so it is just no. Okay, so there are a lot of things you have to prove. There are a lot of things you have to tender, and what have you not, to plead that principle, as it were, of resulting trust. Okay, and one of that is your intention. Okay, so the court will look at your intention. It will look at the situation. It will look at everything. But that's if your fact or your evidence is so strong, okay, so compelling, okay, that would actually, the court will actually settle and say that yes, indeed, this is a resulting trust. So if Ife Sinachi is telling the court that, my lord, she didn't give me any money, I don't even, do you get, and then I on my own part, probably I have records of the phone call, or I have receipts, I tender it before the court will look at the facts, the situation, the surrounding evidence, the surrounding facts, and then they would presume, okay, that yes, indeed, I advanced money to Ife Sinachi, and in that circumstance, she is a trustee, okay? Now, there's a twist. Yes, a twist. When it comes to persons in special relationship, there is no resulting trust, okay? Persons in special relationship would involve husband and wife, a child and a father, a mother and a child. So when it comes to situations like that, there is no, on the face of it, there is no resulting trust. What there is something called a presumption of advancement. A presumption of advancement is basically saying that the mere fact that the transferor transferred or made a purchase in the name of the transferee, that the transferor intended it to be a gift. You get the twist. So under resulting trust, they are saying that this person is a trustee, and so him or she must return it. Now, under presumption of advancement with respect to special relationship, what the law is saying, or what the principle is saying, is basically that the transferor, that is me now in that case, intended it to be a gift. So let's imagine I'm a guy, okay, and then Ife Sinachi is my wife. In the event of any issue, and Ife Sinachi, is claiming ownership of the car, okay, as the man of the house now, okay, so what the law is saying is that I intend to gift Ife Sinachi that car. So she's not bound to return it because it was a gift. So in those kind of special relationship, husband and wife, like I said, father and child, child and mother, the law will presume advancement, okay? There would be a presumption of advancement. Now, this presumption of advancement is not typical in each of these scenarios I give you. So for clarity and for a better understanding, I'm going to break down this subheading, okay? Under presumption of advancement, now we're going to take it husband and wife, father and child, mother and child, and then wife to husband. Before I continue, guys, please, I would always say this, okay? Please do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I know you are learning a lot from this, and that is why I really want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So if you're watching this for the first time, welcome, okay? But please do well to also subscribe, okay? Don't just watch and leave, okay? Do well to subscribe so that you can get notifications whenever I post, okay? Because you may not always stumble on all my videos. So please do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you can do that by clicking on the subscribe button you see directly below this video. And if you're not watching on YouTube, okay, if you're not watching on YouTube, please subscribe and follow me on The Virtual Lawyer, okay? And then also, guys, please do well to follow me on Instagram at _virtual lawyer, okay? I post a lot. Why I would really want you, or why I would want you to do both, is because on my IG page I always post legal tips, okay? I leave legal tips there, and some kind of nice spicy legal stuff for you. So okay, which I don't do here, okay? I just do more videos on YouTube. So please, I really want you to make use of this opportunity. I want you to access this information, as it were, and that is why I need you to follow me on my Instagram page at _virtual lawyer, and on my YouTube page at The Virtual Lawyer, okay? So I trust you've done that. I trust you've done that. Thank you. Now, even if you are subscribed, which I really appreciate, I would also want you to share this video, okay? I want you to share this video because I mean it's very informative and it's really not cool to keep such knowledge to yourself, okay? So please do well to also share this video, okay? You can copy the link and then just post, and I would really appreciate it. So let's get back to what we're saying. For the husband and wife, there is a presumption of advancement. Like I rightly said, in this case I am the man, and in my earlier example, okay, I and Infuse Sinachi. So let's imagine I am a guy, okay, and I'm the husband, and I buy a property in Infuse Sinachi's name. So what that means is that if there is any issue, the law will presume that I intended it as a gift for Infuse Sinachi. It's as simple as that. So for a husband and wife, there is presumption of advancement. Now let's just imagine I didn't intend for it to be a gift. So how do I get it back? Now, since there's a presumption of advancement, you have to prove to the court that yes, in this scenario, I have to prove to the court that I did not intend it to be a gift for my wife. I just bought it in her name, probably out of convenience, or probably I was not in the country. So there is a lot of things, as it were. There's a lot of facts I have to place before the court. Maybe the court will now have to look at my intention. Like I rightly said, if you remember what I said on that resulting trust, that the court will look at the intention. So for me to defeat that presumption of advancement and proceed to resulting trust, I have to tender a lot of things, probably our phone calls or the way the situation was, and the court has to look at my intention. So that is how to just go about that. For a child and a father, okay, so let's say husband and a child, there is also a presumption of advancement, okay. However, like every other one, it is rebuttable. So the law would basically look into the circumstances, will look into the scenario. For a mother, that's a wife to a child, there is no presumption of advancement. Yeah, there is none. Let's say I give birth to a child, Leslie, and I buy my property in the name of Leslie. In this scenario, there's no presumption of advancement to Leslie, okay. So Leslie, it will be seen more like a resulting trust, okay, and I can get back my property whenever I want. Fourth scenario is a wife to a husband. So when a wife buys a property in the name of the husband, there is no presumption of advancement. We're seeing more like a resulting trust, which the man, that's the husband, is due or is deemed to be a trustee for the wife, and upon her request, okay, he is supposed to get back or return the property to her as a trustee, okay. What I've said so far, it is obvious that this presumption of advancement favors the women more. Yes, I noticed. Okay, so but basically what happens was that presumption of advancement was a doctrine, or was a principle that was coined from way back. Now, you know, in that era, women were seen to be more like a weaker party. They couldn't own properties, they couldn't speak out, they couldn't do anything. So, and you remember what I always tell you, that the law is always in favor of the weaker party. So in that situation, or then what it was heard was that since women are the weaker party, it could be that the husband had, probably just subjected her or forced her or even pressured her to transfer the property to him. And so because they could not speak, they could not do anything, the law is basically just protecting them, especially for women who could not do anything or who didn't have a source of income, as it were, so that upon divorce or upon whatever, if in a situation they are no longer together, the law would always presume that it is a gift, so that the lady can actually see something she can hold on to. But today, where we have more women, into politics, entrepreneurs, CEOs, lawyers, professionals, and what have you not, women are actually coming out. So I don't think the courts these days would actually follow that reasoning, okay. I think the law or the courts will look into the current situation, because a lot of women are even doing more than the guys out there. So the courts will basically look at the situation. So do not fret, okay. You have not lost your property entirely, okay. So if you can put it before the court that this lady is she's even richer than me, I just bought it because I felt that she needs to I just put it in her name because I felt it was more convenient, or for whatever reason you have, okay. So the court can actually still bend, okay, can just switch a little to accommodate your argument, okay. Buy it in your name. I don't know why you're scared, okay, but for whatever reason, I mean, it was as simple as it may sound, or as basic as it may sound, it will save you a whole lot of distress when you buy in your name. I mean, you don't have to go to court, you don't have to prove any resulting trust, you don't have to show intentions, and those just buy it in your name. Your lawyer can actually direct you. Number 2 is a power of attorney. Now I'm going to be talking about a power of attorney soonest, okay? So please do well to keep tabs. I keep hammering it. Subscribe, okay? I'm going to you really want to hear about this power of attorney. Some of you don't know it, some of you may have heard about it, so I'm going to be talking extensively about a power of attorney. So now, like I said, number 2, a power of attorney. Now, power of attorney gives another person the right to buy or to purchase a property on your behalf. Okay, so that is a legit way to get somebody to get your property. So a power of attorney will basically save you a lot of stress when you are trying to get somebody to purchase a property for you, or when you have somebody purchasing a property on your behalf. Okay, maybe, and usually it is when you are out of the country, especially for people out of the country. So a power of attorney can do you a whole lot of good when you are getting somebody else to purchase for you. But 3, keep every record, single document, everything relating to that transaction. Ensure that you keep it. If possible, make records of that call. If possible, write an agreement, put everything in documentation. Keep them very well, because you really cannot trust people. Okay, you can trust people, but you really cannot trust people, especially when it comes to properties. I don't know, for some reason it is yielding a whole lot of cases in the legal field as well. So thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. Okay, so guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye guys.